Hey there, welcome to Old Man Runner. In today's video, I'm going to talk about running the virtual Chicago Marathon and in particular, choosing the route. Luckily this year I'd got an entry to the actual Chicago Marathon, but winning an entry by lottery, but unluckily it's coronavirus is out there and so I can't travel. So the marathon's been cancelled, but I got an entry into the virtual Chicago Marathon. And in this series of videos, I'm going to look at how I'm going to plan running the virtual marathon, which takes place in about a week and a half. And the first thing I'm going to look at is choosing the route. Now I'm based here in Dublin in Ireland, and we have a lockdown in Dublin at the moment. They don't like to call it a lockdown, but we're not allowed to travel outside Dublin. And previously at the start of the pandemic, we were restricted to 2 kilometers from the house and then 5 kilometers from your house and then within the county. And so I've chosen routes depending on what happens, because on the day I'm planning to run this, they will probably make another announcement about restrictions. So I'm trying to figure out how far I can run, and I need a variety of options. So in today's video, we're going to look at the options. Now, in talking to friends, I asked them first, what is the most important thing you would think about when you were running a marathon, an unsupported marathon. So I'm, running out my own. So, and I started saying, oh, well, look, there's the scenery, because you don't want to get bored. No, I don't want to get bored. So they said scenery. Then some people said, well, why don't you run the existing marathon route? It's a bit hilly and I don't particularly want to run the Dublin Marathon route. But the most important number one thing I need when I'm going to run a marathon is this: water, Ishka. I need water and I need access to water. In the old days in Ireland, there was parish pumps. In the United States, there's probably more of those sort of water fountains. You could plan a route around that. You could plan a route to drop in a store and buy water, but you're probably stuck behind some guy who's filling out his weekly lottery numbers and you'd be there all day. So you need to figure out how you're going to get water. Now, I can run a half marathon without any water and without any food. I've done that. I did it in Nashville at Christmas. I ran the fastest half marathon in years. And I did it last Sunday just for the hell of it, because I knew I was going to make this video. And I think, let's have a go. And I was fine. You can't do that in a marathon. You need water. And in another video, probably the next video, I'll look at nutrition and all of that sort of stuff. But you need water. And do you want to carry it? Now, on a 20K run, I will lose about 2K. On a 30K run, I'll lose about 3K. Or 3 kilograms, sorry. And if I'm running I'm presuming if I'm running a 40K run or 42.2K run, I'll lose about 4 kilograms. Now, I'm not going to be carrying 4 kilograms of water to replace as I go along. 4 kilograms is rather too heavy for me to be carrying, wearing my jacket, etc., etc. Now, I wouldn't replace the full amount of water, but nonetheless, I'm not going to carry that amount. So what I need to do is do some way of picking up water. So some sort of looped run where I could pick up water. So we'll have a look at 3 different looped runs. I videoed them. Yeah, it's a bit boring. Look at me running, but I've speeded them up. And we'll have a look at them, and here we go. So on this, the first route, it's around Gordon Street, which is where I live, near Google, where Google is in Dublin, or Google Town as it's sometimes called. And it's a small little street, and I'm going to head off down. So as I head off down, there's a truck coming behind me from Tesco. So I have to nip out of that, try and avoid that, and then zigzag down this street to avoid a lot of construction traffic and people. And then I'm running down here. And as I run down here, this is me passing by a house. I run down and I can see a guy on the left with a dog. I've got to avoid them. So I move across to the right-hand side. And as I move across to the right-hand side, then there's a person with a pram. I've got to avoid them. And gee, I just narrowly missed a van. Then I run down the street again. I see another guy walking, so I'm trying to keep the 2 meters distance, and a person with a pram. And then I avoid the guy with the basketball. And then I go down and I run down and I can pass by the house and I'm nearly home. But to do that, a number of times it's going to be tricky. So I looked at Sean Moore Park. So in this one, it's just 1 kilometer long. So I'm going to have to run 42 laps of this. And I've done 20 laps of this, but here we go. But again, this was filmed at the weekend. It's full of people. But the advantage here is that there's no traffic. So although I'm trying to avoid people, it's relatively easy to do, but I'm still going to have to lap around for 42 times. I'm going to get bored. I'm going to have to zigzag in and out of, because there will be people, because there's always people in the park. In fairness, you're trying to keep to 2 meters. It's a very pleasant run. I do it a lot, but ultimately Do I want to be running around this 42 times? No. So I've just had to zigzag around those people with the kids. And so all the time you're spending your time thinking, how do I move in? How do I move out? And instead of being able to concentrate on the actual run and getting up to a particular speed, you're coming along. So these are all speeded up at about 5 times. And then I think at this point in time, I just videoed myself kind of running forward so that you wouldn't get bored on the one view of the lap. And then round the corner, and here we go, wearing my double-layered snood from Buff. And that will take me, that's basically a lap of this area. But that would be a 5K if I'm in my 5K zone. But really where I prefer to be is in the Phoenix Park. It's Dublin's largest park. I think it's the largest city park in Europe. And there's a 6-kilometer route or 6.8-kilometer route that I've worked out. And starting up at the north corner, you go down, this is Chesterfield Avenue. Now at the weekend, it should be a lot, or not the weekend, I'm planning not to run at the weekend to avoid people. Because you know, you don't want to be spending 7 laps. You can see it here where I'm zigzagging in, I'm zigzagging out, and you see it over and over. And I don't want to spend 7 laps doing that. Now, there's still going to be a certain amount of it, but the less zigzagging I have to do, the better. And the beauty of in the first route, I can park. I can park the car outside the house, or I can come into the house. While we're here, this is the American Ambassador's residence over there. And our president's residence is in on the left. My plan was to, when I finish the route, is possibly to go down. It's the virtual Chicago Marathon. I mean, I'll go down close to the American Ambassador's thing. It's the closest bit to theoretical America as I can get. But you can see here, I'm running. It's still a long straight stretch. So this is a great stretch for just getting into momentum. And it's downhill. So although when I run this, usually I think it's flat. There's a 27-meter difference, which is probably an 8 to 10 story building per lap. But you don't really notice it. You're going downhill. Usually the wind is behind you on this stretch. I'm gonna have to vary. I'm not sure exactly what day it'll be. Maybe Thursday, maybe Friday, depending on the weather. It's Ireland. The weather can be wet. That'll come as no surprise to anybody. And here we are running down Chesterfield Avenue, and I'm turning left at the Dublin Zoo, running along this piece. And again, this will be a lot less crowded during the week. And then up towards what are called the Garda Barracks, and where I'm going to go and turn left and go around the north route. Now, one of the things about running around my own house is I can nip in for nutrition, or if I need a bathroom break, to use a phrase. The same is probably true. I can park the car beside the route in the Showmore Park, and here I can park the car. There's actually parking spaces around this route, and so I can run by and I can pick up the nutrition and go on. So it does make a lot of sense to do a looped thing. If my hope is to run it in about 4 hours. If I'm blown out the 4 hours, this is a 6.8-kilometer route, so I have to roughly do 6 laps plus a remainder. If I'm not doing a time or I'm struggling a bit, I might just go off-piste and run any damn place I feel like in the park, because I enjoy the park and I enjoy running anywhere in it. But the hope is that I'm running well, I'm hydrated, and I've got enough nutrition, and I'm just running this loop thinking about very little else other than trying to keep the pace I want to run at. You can see actually there's lots of cyclists and there's lots of people in the park. These two guys ran by us, and I'm running with my friend Liam, and we're just coming, this will be close to the end. I mean, there'll be 6 of these, but at the end I'll be coming along here, and then there's a couple of traffic junctions, but nothing like running around Gordon Street 58 times or whatever. There's simply, these are just running around the North Road. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful sunny day. It could be pouring rain, in which case I'll go through. And here we are at the end. I'm gonna do another video of what I'm gonna wear, which I think will be more interesting, and that's based on the route. Because obviously, if I was running outside the house here and doing, oh good God, 58 laps, if I have to do that, I'll do it. But I won't be trying to go fast. Well, I'm trying to go fast to get over it. But it means I don't have to carry it, because I can nip in and go upstairs if I need to get restroom, blah, blah, toilet, you know, do any of that. And so that would dictate what I wear. Likewise, depending if I'm in the Showman Park, which is over there, or the Phoenix Park, which is over there. Not that me pointing to those places probably makes a blind bit of difference. But in those sort of runs, you have to vary the what you carry depending on the route. And so we'll do one about the nutrition and how much I'm going to eat along the way, which is going to be the same whichever route it is. And then I'm going to do another one about the gear that I'm going to use to carry the nutrition around this said route. So I'm really excited about this virtual marathon. I think it's going to be fantastic fun. Plus, I've been training for bloody, I don't know, months to do this. Certainly the last 16 weeks I've been following an actual running training program, but probably 16 weeks before it I was trying to build up as well. I had built up pretty much successfully until I did my Achilles. But anyway, the net result is the race, such as it is next week. So we'll go through another video, a couple of videos, hopefully beforehand, and then with a bit of luck, make some sort of video on the day. Assuming that I'm going to put all these out before I run it to put pressure on myself to make sure I do run the damn run. So, thanks for watching. Until the next video, just keep running along.